Hello everyone! Thank you for watching our introduction video to Carded. Carded is a web-based learning application for Italian verb conjugations. Carded uses a finite-state analyzer that contains over 5,000 verbs. While finite-state techniques are well established within NLP, for example as tokenizers within larger text processing pipelines, our idea was to leverage the finite-state analyzer as a learning tool and turn it into a user-friendly learning application. Carded is a user-centric application and can be used by individual learners or be integrated into language classrooms, offering classroom management functions. For that reason, the evaluation is user-centric. Future work include a full learner and classroom evaluation and the addition of example sentences. First, I'll show you the teacher version of Carded and then the student-learner version with their relevant features. On our homepage, you can create an account, selecting to join as a teacher. After registering, you're ready to sign in. At this point, your landing page is empty, but that will change soon. When we click on Classroom in the navigation menu, we get to Classroom Management. Here we can create a class, for example, Italian 1. The system automatically assigns a class code, which your students need to sign up for that course. Now that we have created a class, let's organize some cards for our students to study. First, we create a collection. In this exemplary case, a collection to study present and imperfect. One exemplary deck of cards in this collection might be for regular verbs. We can now add this collection to our Italian 1 class. Next, we fill it with verbs. For that, we go to Verb Search. Here you enter a list of verbs and select tense, mood, number and person configurations. For now, let's conjugate the verbs amare and prendere in present indicative and imperfect. Here you may now select individual cards or all at once. By clicking on Add To, we add the cards to our present and imperfect deck. Going back to the classroom and into our Italian 1 class, we now see that card deck. Let's have a look at it. For studying, the tool offers different views. The Flip Cards mode represents the classical form of learning with flashcards. This Flip Cards mode can be used in presentation view. Here one card after the other is presented and it flips to the other side when moving the mouse over it. The learner can use next and previous buttons to navigate through the deck. In grid view, all cards are presented at once. Additionally, the learner can select whether to be presented with side 1 or side 2 of the card, allowing them to switch learning direction. Besides flip cards, there is spell conjugation. Here, the learner is asked to type the corresponding verb form. If their answer is correct, the system indicates this with a green font. If there is a mistake, it shows the correct form. Apart from learning, Carded offers 3 types of quizzes. As in the spell conjugation learning mode, Quiz Conjugate requires learners to type the answer. If the answer is correct, the learner gets 100 points. If a learner answers correctly after using a hint, the score is 50 points. Here, an important feature is the feedback. If a learner types a form that exists but does not match the form asked at that moment, Carded informs the learner which form they've given. That way, a student is not only informed of correct or wrong, but also of what was wrong exactly, supporting their overall learning progress. Clicking on Exit Quiz shows an overview of the performance and allows you to return to the home screen. The quiz Identify Tense is useful if a card deck contains verbs of different tenses, as in our case with present and imperfect. Here they have to pick the correct tense of a verb form presented to them. The third quiz mode, Mixture, randomly chooses from the other two quiz modes. As a teacher, you can keep track of your students' learning trajectory. Clicking on this icon gives you a statistical overview. You can select a specific class, deck and quiz type and see who's done it and how well they've done. You can see how often they've taken the quiz, the average score, the highest and the lowest. When you click on the score of a student, you get an overview of the answers for each task. You can also see the cards students had the most trouble with. Besides learning and quizzing, the system also offers a quick verb lookup under Verb Analyzer, where you enter a verb and Carded returns its morphological analysis. On the page Linguistics, Carded provides information on verb morphology. This way, students may improve their metalinguistic awareness by reading up on what morphological categories like tense and mood express. It offers examples and explanations of how mood and tense are used in Italian, linking verb acquisition to syntax and sentence construction. For example, they may read up on when congiuntivo presente is used and what it expresses. Okay, so this was our demo of Carded's features for teachers, but I just also want to show you what the student view looks like. Let's look at an exemplary student user. You see that this user already has a couple of own collections and decks. In general, the system looks very similar, but under Classroom, students join classes instead of creating them. Here they need a code that Carded automatically assigns to each course. Importantly, the statistics of how well the students are doing on quizzes is only visible to teachers. Another difference is that students can create a copy of class collections. This allows them to reorganize the collection, add new cards, and so on. Since it's only a copy, it won't affect the classes and collections that you create for your students. Additionally, there is an Explore page where public collections are visible to all users of Carded. A collection can be made public by simply clicking on the eye icon. Of course, as teachers, you can also have collections that you do not share with your class. Now, this was our short introduction video to Carded. I want to thank you very much for listening and helping us to evaluate and improve our tool.